Joining us for a bit, always great to talk to State Representative Dodie Horton. Hey, Miss Dodie, welcome back to Kiel. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you and Aaron for keeping us up on the latest news. And you guys just keep us informed. Without you, I don't know where we'd be.
You know, while we're both dishing out pats on the back, when you guys were at the John Kay deal, Americans for Prosperity, you have heard me refer to you, Representative Seabaugh, and Representative Cruz as my beloved, my highly respected and honored Trinity of No, meaning no new taxes, no new regulations. You get the idea. And that evening, the three of you on stage, so to speak, were awesome and incredibly articulate in sort of explaining your vision for a better Louisiana. So there you go. We're even on the compliments now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're so kind. I'm blessed to have colleagues like Alan Seabaugh and Raymond Cruz. That's for sure.
Dodie, in the governor's race, you have decided to make a formal endorsement of Congressman Abraham. Tell us why.
Well, I spent a lot of time with Ralph Abraham, and I went through the gamut of issues that we feel so many things that we could fix internally within our state and each department before we even ever go outside to try to get more money from the hardworking people of Louisiana, and how the state has always done the same old thing and for some reason expecting different results. And he gets it. He totally understands the issues that we have, and that he's bold, and that it doesn't matter. A lot of people get rich off of our inefficiencies in our failed policies. And regardless of who cries out, he's going to be bold and guide us into a new era of Louisiana living within its means, true tax reform, budget reform, and then reforming each department. It's a big task, but it's very doable before we ever have a constitutional convention, and it's just exciting. And he gets it. He doesn't have anything to lose. He longs for the day he'll be going to his farm and relaxing with his grandchildren, but he wants a state where his grandchildren won't have to flee for more jobs. He wants them to be able to stay home. And so I would love to join him in creating a new Louisiana.
You brought up the Constitutional Convention. He's not for that.
Well, I don't know if he's just not for it, but he knows that there's so many things that we need to do internally before we have a constitutional convention. When you fix our failed policies, then, I think it'd be a great time to discuss a limited fiscal constitutional convention. I think it's something we definitely need to talk about, but there's so many things that we could do before we get to that point, and that's what he gets.
And in fairness, that is a point that Seabaugh has made repeatedly, that in his mind, the problems with the Louisiana structure, if you will, could be corrected legislatively, huh?
Absolutely can. Absolutely can. And that's what Ralph sees and knows. And I also am so thankful that he supports public education. He knows that we must rid our state of Common Core / Louisiana state standards and stop the over-standardized testing of our children. And that's huge to me. Our teachers are so burdened with having to teach to a test, and our students just don't enjoy going to school anymore because of that failed John White reform. It's not our teachers that have failed. It's the reform that they're forced to teach. So he absolutely supports public education, and that was huge to me.
Ms. Dodie, both Messrs. Abraham and Risponi are pretty darn solid conservatives and pretty good guys.
Absolutely.
This must not have been an easy decision for you, huh?
No, sir, not at all. I highly respect Mr. Risponi. He and his wife and are wonderful people. They are real. They're down to earth. He knows what it takes to build a successful business, and I believe that it was very difficult. Very difficult. I consider Eddie Risponi a friend, so it was. But I had to go with the person that I know has the personality and the boldness to do what we need to do. And so
polling numbers show John Bel Edwards at 38%. Congressman Abraham at about 25 or so, with Mr. Risponi trailing. 32% say they're still undecided. Does Governor Edwards get much higher than 38 or 40% at any point in this election?
I pray not. I pray not. If people just, look at the failed policies and look where they're at with their finances and know that there's not been anything that's changed to make their lives better. They just pay more for less.
How does Mr. Abraham make up the ground? What does he need to do? What is your advice to him today?
Continue to be bold, just like when he came out and said what we all know is true. There's two genders, male and female, period. That's a bold statement. It's a true statement. But yet it's not political correct, is it? So I know that he's going to continue to stick to the issues, the failed policies, and his solutions for those policies. It's not to personally attack one candidate or another. That's not what Abraham's going to do. He's going to continue to hammer the facts of where we are and where he knows he can lead us to.